Hello everybody, welcome. Welcome to the one you've all been waiting for. Everybody on social media has gone mad for this craft along. I imagine that you're in your droves making sure that you're tuning in today because it is going to be an amazing one. If you'd seen on Michelle's Facebook pages, you would have seen a fantastic craft along with a little train that she's going to be making. Not just as a little train, it's a beautiful little train covered in all sorts of different embellishments, including stamens, and it houses chocolates. Ah, it's going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to this. I do hope you've had a good morning so far. Perhaps you're wondering why I'm wearing a crown. It is National Princess Day. We were going to make Michelle a crown in between the break, but guess what? We were talking too much. And it's only just now when I came in and went, haven't made you a crown. So we'll have to make her a crown later on in the day. I did offer her my crown, but she said she wouldn't take it from me. Very nice of her. I wasn't really offering it anyway, let's be honest. Yeah, it was one of those empty promises where you didn't really mean what you're saying. And I would have, actually, Michelle, I would have given you my crown if you'd really wanted it. Do you want it?
No, I know you would, which is why I'm allowing you to keep it for the day.
It's not the fact that at the end of the last show I went, actually this really hurts my head. Let's put you off.
Yep, you may keep that.
And we were asking at the end of the last show, as it's National Princess Day, if you could be a princess for a day, what would it be? Maybe you've got grandchildren or children that might want to be a princess, or prince or princess of the day. What would be the kind of thing that they would want to do? Now, Michelle, what would you do if you could be princess for a day?
I would go shopping. I would do like a Pretty Woman-esque style.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Shopping day with someone carrying all my bags for me, my shoes.
I don't even think as a princess you can do that, really. You're just going to be inundated with people, aren't you? I think as a princess you could just say to people, actually, yeah, you could close all the shops, couldn't you?
Well, that's it, yeah. I'd close like a full shopping centre down somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Go to Primark.
Do you know what I'd do if I was a princess for the day?
What would you do?
I'd go and try on all the tiaras and all the jewellery.
Yes.
That would be what I would go and do. Can you imagine?
I'd be straight to Tiffany and Co.
I want to go to the, like the Royal Collection. All
like
those tiaras
royal.
and, you know, the things that look like a big lump of glass but actually a massive diamond, all those sorts of things. I'd probably do something good for other people as well. Might do a few, you know, do charity opening a new wing of a hospital, something like that. But definitely trying on the tiaras is going to be one of the, actually it's going to be top of my agenda, to be perfectly honest with you, if I'm going to be a princess. Let's not be fussy about that. Do let us know what you're going to be getting up to. So we're going to be making this fabulous little train. Michelle's using the fabulous Fuchsia collection. And Michelle, this is absolutely beautiful and it looks quite complicated, but you're telling me it's not.
It's not.
That's it.
Just getting my stamens ready.
Oh, look at those.
It's not complicated. It's 3 boxes that we're going to pop together. And that's it. We're going to decorate it up a little bit. The bumper on the front is created using this.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So created using that. So there's nothing difficult on this. It's just, I think sometimes it's one of those things when you see someone do it and you go, oh, yeah, I can do that. So it's definitely just one of those projects. Nice and straightforward, really. Fantastic.
Oh, really looking forward to seeing what you're going to be doing on those. A few people are coming in to say hello. We've got Janice saying good morning from West Virginia. I'm watching from work, but we'll definitely be playing this back to Craft Along later. I think a lot of people are. Andrew says, afternoon, all from wet and windy Plymouth. Have been playing with the Fuchsia collection and the Sheena Flowers and basket set, and have ordered the Kingfisher set as well. Well, the Kingfisher set goes so well with this Fuchsia set, so I'm not surprised that you've got the two. Let us know what you're crafting today. Obviously not now because you're going to be watching the craft along, but let us know what you're getting up to today. Are you getting ready for your Christmassy kind of things? Is that what you're doing? Are you, you've been there and done that? What are you getting up to? Do let us know. So Michelle, so this is going to be using the fabulous Fuchsia collection. What sort of things do we need to do this craft along?
Yeah, it is. So what you are going to need if you want to craft along, exactly. Again, remember that you can change this up using your own papers, cards, different dies if you want. But what I have used is, so from the fabulous Fuchsia, you've got the Elegant Frames die set, the Flourishing Swirl corner die, the, it says 12 by 12 paper pad, but it should say a Oh no, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Yes, the 12 by 12 paper pad and the A4 linen cardstock. I'm getting those mixed up. Thinking we don't have a 12 by 12 linen. No, we don't. I'm correct. Pink flower stamens.
Woo!
And whoop, whoop, and the pearls. And then you're going to need your mini dies. So it's the alphas and the numbers. The Wild at Heart Oh So Glam die set. And then additionally, what you're going to also need is, I used my Centura Pearl Hint of Silver in the A3. Gemini midi die cutting machine or larger, your paper trimmer, a big scoreboard, Kalal tacky glue, dotty tape pen, foam pads, hot glue gun, ribbon, gems, paper flowers, and a partridge in a pear tree. I always feel like I need to say that at the end. It just, because I've gone through so much, I feel like it just ends it. So yes.
Excellent, brilliant. And we do, of course, have a wonderful guest with us for this craft along. It's Kate McQueen, and we were just saying it's a shame it's not Kate McPrincess because it is National Princess Day today. Hello, Kate, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. And you are in sunny Manchester?
I'm in miserable Manchester, but yeah. It's very cold, it's very rainy, and it's very windy here today. It's horrible out there.
Perfect day for crafting.
It is, 100%.
Yeah, brilliant. And we had a little chat earlier on. So you are going to be using the same collection as Michelle. You're going for pink and flowery today?
I am, yeah. It's not my normal take on things. I am a dark and twisty person, and I normally sort of lean towards that. But I've decided to try and break that mould today and go for something a little bit more girly.
Brilliant. And you've chosen Michelle's favourite chocolates to pop inside your make, haven't you?
Yes. And I'm not sharing.
No, I don't blame you. I don't share chocolate.
No.
You know, I find it quite rude when you get a bar of chocolate or a packet of chocolate that says a sharing pack. And I think, I don't need someone to tell me that. It's my own pack and I'm going to eat it all on my own. So you've done a few craft-alongs before, so you know the drill. So while we're crafting, if you get lost or you need something, just hold up your hand and let us know and we'll come back to anything. But really looking forward to seeing what you're going to be making.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Brilliant, excellent. Okay, well, we'll check back in on Kate a little bit later on. But for any of you that are crafting along, this is your, in the craft along, sometimes you can't quite ask as many questions as you like, so obviously we've got quite a lot to get through. But if there are questions, feel free to bring them through. And if we don't manage to talk about them today, or in this show, we can talk about them later on, because Michelle and I are here all weekend for you. We're here for you. We're here for you. We should get started, really, shouldn't we?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Michelle.
Get started. So I have, straight with our A3 Centura Pearl. Now, I use this because I need an 11 by 11. Now, I didn't have at home any 12 by 12 in a cardstock that was weighty enough.
Oh.
We do now have 12 by 12. So if you've got 12 by 12, then absolutely use it. But that's the reason that I went for the A3. So we're going to start by cutting a piece to 11 inches by 11 inches.
What weight is that?
So this is a Centura Pearl, so I'm pretty sure it's a 310.
Right.
I think our new cardstock, I think it's a 250. So if you're going to use that, definitely add your mats and layers as well, especially if you're going to be popping chocolate in, for the weight on there. So, right, 11 by 11. And then while I've got this piece out, we're going to cut a piece down to 7 by 3. So 7. And you're going to see that we're going to end up not wasting or not having a lot of waste at all. 7 by 3.5, I do apologise. So there we go. So let's pop that to the side. And then I'll bring in our scoreboard. Just finding my scoring tool. Right, so this small piece that is 7 by 3.5, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. I'm going to turn it and score it at 1/2 inch. So I've got that 1/2 inch on both sides. And then turning it to the short side, we're going to score this at 1 inch, 1.5, 2.5, and then 3. So what we're going to end up with is I've got a tab at this side. You can't really see it on that side. You've got 1/2 inch tab, then you've got your 2 1/2 inch sides, and then 1 inch for the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to fold these so you can see a little bit better. So this is what I was saying about the support box underneath. This is going to be like a little box. It allows, if you just put in decorative wheels on like I have, it allows, well, to support the box because we've got chocolate in it. So there you can see that I've got that lovely box that we're going to pop together. So before we carry on with that, I'm going to bring in my bigger piece. And again, this is 11 by 11. So you're going to score on one of the sides, doesn't matter which because they're exactly the same. We're going to score at 1 inch. And then we're going to score at 9 inches. And then we're going to score at 10 inches. Then you're going to turn it round, and on the other side, we're going to score at 1 inch. So that's going to be the depth of our box. And then we're going to score at 5 inches. So then it means it's 4 inches wide. And then 6. And then adding the extra 4 is up to the 10 inches. So what we've got here is you've got 1 inch side, 4 inch base, 1 inch, the 4 inches, and then a 1 inch tab.
Okay.
So let's pop that down there. And you're just going to, so we're going to fold and score all of these lines. Give them a nice burnish, because the boxes, you want nice, clean, sharp edges, I was going to say, but sharp edges, sharp sides. Yeah.
Crisp edges.
Crisp edges, yeah. Right, and then just carrying on. What I love about Accentura Pearl is you can give them a real nice, crisp, burnished edge and it doesn't crack. You get so many coated cardstock that when you burnish them, it cracks. But this absolutely doesn't. Right, so what we're going to do is, let me get a pencil. Right, there it is. So here, we're just going to cut straight down.
Okay.
Here we're going to cut straight down. Here we're going to cut straight down. And this corner we're going to cut away.
Okay.
And then at the top here, we've got this corner that we're going to cut away. And this piece, and then all that bit. Okay, so we'll cut those bits away first. So just at the bottom, I'm just going to snip straight on that burnish line, just up to that first score line. You need to make it nice and straight. And then we're going to cut this little corner away. There we go. So you can see we've got all those just cut straight up. So we're going to turn it round and we're going to trim this whole big piece away first. So if you feel more comfortable using your craft knife to cut these bits away, then absolutely do that. And then just that top square and that top square as well. So, and then this one. There we go. So what we've got now is we've got that base that's all going to fold lovely. I've got one side that is just going to close up, and this side what we're going to do is we're going to create the flap that will go in. So what we're going to do is on this piece and this piece, we're going to cut straight down but we're going to wedge it just a tiny little bit, you know, like we do on our box corners, things like that. Or if you've ever taken a box apart, every box that I get, I take apart to see how it's been made. You're always going to find your little flaps have always got that little wedge on. Just makes it so much easier when opening and closing. And then this piece here, this is going to be the bit that tucks in. So you can leave it the full inch if you want, but what I always tend to do is I tend to trim maybe 1/4 of an inch off, which I am going to do now. So just bringing this in, just trim. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm just going to line it up to that first line on here, and we're just going to trim it off.
Okay.
Just makes it sit in a little bit smoother and a little bit easier. And then on that top one, just down to that first scar line, we're just going to trim those edges as well.
Okay.
Just a tiny little bit. So now, I'm folding all this together. You can see that bottom folds lovely. Those are going to come across, and that is going to tuck in. And that's going to be your bit that you're going to put your chocolate in. So we're going to glue this together, but not yet.
Okay.
Because we're going to bring this piece in. So this is going to be the bottom sort of support box underneath. So I'm just going to finish scarring those lines. And it's just all going to fold over exactly like any kind of box. So we're going to snip up, just straight up on those lines to that first scar line. And this is my tab, so I know that I can trim that piece away. So just that one corner there is going to trim away. We're going to flip it round and going to do exactly the same. We're just going to snip straight. And then we will snip that corner bit away. So again, if I fold that all round, you can see that all your ends are just going to tuck in exactly the same. Both sides, so we're just going to pop this together.
Okay.
So I'm going to glue my tab first on that long bit, and I'm going to use tacky glue because I'm using a coated cardstock. So let me find somewhere safe to put that, that little pin. I always lose it.
I've lost it many times and I've replaced it with other pins, and then sometimes that they make a mark in the glue, don't they?
Yes, yeah.
Maricel asks, do you cut the embossed line off or leave it when you're cutting those little flaps?
So when I've been cutting these on here, I cut right down the middle of it.
Okay. And Zoe Carver asks if the third box on the train has many rolls in it.
It doesn't. So that third box, so the hexagon box, it is a hexagon, isn't it? Yeah. 5 sides. It doesn't, but you absolutely could create it so the front opens up as well, definitely. I didn't just, well, time-wise, to be honest, but it's going to be very easy for you to adapt it to create that, definitely.
Yeah.
So we're just going to pop those sides in, pop a little bit of glue, and then just close that up. So I'm just holding that for a second, just while it goes off. And we'll do the same to this side. Tuck those in. I need to refill my bottle. And then fold those over. So just hold both of these. So mine is only 1 inch wide. If you are putting something a lot heavier in your box, this support underneath could be 2 inches wide if you wanted it to be. You're still not really going to see it underneath because it's exactly the same colour. And you've got those wheels there. And unless someone's bending down to look under, they're not going to see it.
No.
And even if they do, does it really matter? Because it's going to look nice and neat on there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I thought it was, first of all? I didn't realise it was box. I thought it was a little piece of foam. You know, sometimes you get packaging foam, like polystyrene foam. Yeah. I thought it was a piece like that.
Yeah. Oh, you could use that. Anything. It's just a support underneath. so my wheels don't get squished with the weight of the chocolate. Right, so that is glued. So you're going to decide which side you want this up. I popped mine that way, so my flap at the back opens out and up. If you want to have it so your flap comes out and down, it's entirely up to you. I just thought it looked nicer that way, because you've got sort of that underneath at the bottom, so that's the way that I went. So, knowing that that's the way that it's going to go, this is obviously going to be the top, this is going to be my bottom. Now, I'm going to glue this on now, because when you've made this into a box, trying to add that, you need 3 hands and 10 thumbs. It can be a little bit fiddly. So we're going to pop that underneath now, and then again, before we put all the box together, we'll add our pattern paper. We'll cut that out in a minute, but we'll get this glued on first. So I'm going to use tacky glue. If you want to use your hot glue gun for that added extra security or sense of security, you can absolutely do that. So I'm just going to I'm using my glass mat just to line it up as near as makes no difference, right in the middle. And then we're just going to hold that. And again, because it's this tacky glue, we're just going to hold it until it grabs for us.
Evelyn has asked whether you'll be able to post the measurements later on.
Yes.
That's all right, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
I can see there being loads and loads of these being posted up on Facebook in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, I hope so. I mean, the thing is, I know lots of people said that there was definitely going to do it. And I hope that I'm going to show just how easy it is to pop it all together. So I'm just going to hold it like that. Just give it a good burnish. Make sure it's grabbed as it comes off. I did so well at burnishing that, I burnished it off. Let's try again.
Could you stick that down with red liner tape?
You could do red liner tape, and then you could put some wet glue on the top to give it wiggle room if you need that. So what I'm going to do is, while that is grabbing, I'm going to pop it to the side, and we're going to I'm going to pop something heavy just to hold it in place on top. I've put my phone on there, so it doesn't need something incredibly heavy. Because we'll cut out those pattern pieces of paper for that base piece while we're here. So I've got a new pad. Trace has given me a new pad of paper.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I know.
Oh, it's like when we said opening a new pack of glitter paste or a new pack of coffee, opening a new paper pad.
Yes, yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Right, so I picked 2 pieces of opposing paper for mine. You can go for whatever you want. So the one that I did, I used this one. I used the back because I wanted the less fussy side against a fussier side. Yeah, thank you, Nicola. I think they're real professional words too. Patterned and less patterned.
I like fussy, less fussy.
Yeah, fussy, less fussy, right. So I'm going to cut the green for around the edges, and then this is going to go on top. So my patterned, remember in my box is 4 by 8. I'm going to go down just a little bit. So I'm going to go down that 1/8 of an inch. So it's going to be 3 7/8. But you can go down the 1/4 of an inch if you want. It's entirely up to you. So 3 7/8 by 7 7/8. And then I'm just going to pop it on my box. I'm very happy with that. So then we need to cut these all down. So my box again is 1 inch deep. So I'm going to cut a couple of strips at 7/8 of an inch wide. So bring in that. There we go.
You often use the paper cutter rather than the guillotine, don't you?
I do. I use this more often than anything else. My big trimmer is brilliant for my mount board. It cuts it like a dream. This is just, I've always used a paper trimmer, so I'm more comfortable with it. And I just love ours. I think they're great. So we're going to need 2 pieces at 7 7/8. But this piece is just going to be perfect for that 3 7/8. So we're literally wasting that amount of paper. So you're going to need 2 pieces at 7 7/8 and 2 pieces at 3 7/8.
Okay.
And they're all 7/8 of an inch deep. So there we go. So pop that to the side. And then we'll bring this back in, and that's nearly dried. It's just not sticking. I tell you what, let me bring in my red liner, because it's stuck there, but it's not having none there. Tell you what I'm going to do. We'll just add a little bit more glue underneath there. There we go. And the thing is, it is stuck in part, but once we get everything on, it's going to really burnish well anyway. So you can see that that fits perfectly. Again, if you want to mat and layer with some textured cardstock than this, you know, sort of your mat and layers will go down in increments.
Janice says it'd be so cute to fill with candies and have it left by Santa on Christmas Eve.
Yes,
that'd be really good. And I don't know whether Santa watches Crafty's TV, but well, I think Mrs. Santa's probably the one that watches Crafty's TV, because I think Santa's probably quite busy doing all the other stuff.
At the minute, I would imagine so.
Yeah, it's a busy time, isn't it? So, Mrs. Santa, if you're watching, this might be an idea for you to bear in mind.
Yes, definitely.
I like that. Or perhaps maybe this is something that we make to leave for Santa, so he can enjoy all the sweets with the elves when he gets back.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Where would you put the carrot for? You could put some baby carrots in the
box on the
little
back.
back box.
Yeah.
For Rudolph. Probably
The
not enough
cookies would
carrots
go
for
in the
all of them.
base.
What would you put in the base?
The cookies could go in the base.
They could go in the base. Well, Nicola always leaves Santa a mince pie.
Of course, yeah.
We would leave. We do leave Santa a mince pie and milk. I know sometimes people leave Santa, a whiskey or something like that. But I think, well, I want to make sure that Santa makes sure he goes to all of the places. So milk's probably better.
Yes, and as one of my children once told me, you can't leave him whiskey because it's not allowed to drink and drive.
That's absolutely true. Although milk probably makes you feel a bit tired. So maybe we should be giving him some water and maybe a Barocca.
A bit of Red Bull. Because Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But great idea for Christmas Eve kind of thing. Actually, you could fit some Barocca in that front little tube. That's what you need. Maybe one of these could be, after the Christmas party gift. You can have some Barocca in there. Maybe, a few plasters for your sore toes from wearing your high heels. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm hoping you get me as your Secret Santa, so you'll be making me one of these filled with all my favourite things. That's what I hope. Yeah, Nicola's saying, everyone knows that I want chocolate and diamonds, not chocolate-covered diamonds, because I think that's just silly. Yeah, separate things.
That's just silly.
It's just silly.
Just silly.
You could absolutely put a big bar of chocolate at the bottom and then fill up the other box that has the chocolate orange with diamonds. Yes, you could absolutely do that. And I will be looking forward to receiving that on Christmas morning from you, Nicola. Thank you very much. It would be good, if you could put things like, soaps and candles and stuff like that, couldn't you, in there?
You could. You absolutely could. The thing is, this is your box. This is your gift. So obviously, size it permitting. But again, you can see how easy this is. Just this one box on its own. So you're just going to adjust those sizings just a little bit for it to fit whatever it is that you want to pop in there.
More chocolate.
More chocolate. Absolutely. So again, we're popping glue on here and here We're going to pop glue on this one that has got the pattern on, the pattern paper, because it folds down, so you've got that lovely smooth seam or that folded edge on display at the top, and then it's glued shut at the bottom, so you're not seeing that bit there, so it's nice and hidden to the bottom. So just having to keep holding that. For some reason, my glue is deciding it doesn't want to play today.
Do you want a new tube?
It's just taking a little bit longer to sort of go off than it normally does. So let's pop that in there. So I don't know, sometimes it depends if it's too hot, too cold.
Yeah.
It can alter the time that it takes. I mean, literally, it's taking maybe 10, 20 seconds more, but because I'm on air, it always feels so much longer, doesn't it? But you can see that I've got that lovely, just the 1 inch strip, but again, you could make it a little bit wider if you wanted. So literally, that is the base for now.
Fantastic. As Linda says, so far this looks easy.
Yes.
It really does. You know, you're making it look easy.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like you said, it's just a question of a few boxes going together. So while we let everyone catch up, I will show you what you get in this bundle of your fabulous fuchsia. The first thing I'm going to show you are your decoupage pads. So you get a little booklet that has got all of these pre-cut or pre-die cut little images of your flowers. So you can build up your own decoupage. So you've got 3 separate flowers that you can create with those. The next item we've got is your beautiful fuchsias. This is a stamp and die set, so you can see the type of thing that you're going to be able to make here. And now this works with the papers that come with the, I'm just going to grab them so you can see, this comes with the papers here. These are specifically formulated to allow you to sort of flower form in a different way. And so if you've used the flower forming foam, using the papers are slightly different, but you get more of a 3-dimensional effect. You'll also get a selection of gems, pearls in different colours, purples, lilacs, and in that bright pink, in different sizes as well. As you can see, these are being used quite a lot. You'll also be getting a selection of seam binding ribbon in the deep purple, the dusky pink, and that bright fuchsia. This next item is your hummingbird in flight. This is a 3D embossing folder, absolutely beautiful. You can see here the effect that you're going to be getting with that. This next item is your elegant frames, which you're going to see Michelle using a little bit later on. Beautiful set of nesting dies here, as we were talking about these earlier on today. Sort of nesting frames are always really useful to have. This next one is your flourishing swirl corner. We then have your hummingbird die and stamp set. Next one is a selection of sentiments. These are loving thoughts, and I really like these because they're very small and they are really beautiful script. It's quite nice to have something different in your collection, and they are quite different in sizing. And this is your opulent duo die set. And then we also have your cascading fuchsia stamp and die set. And then we got those pink stamens. Everyone knows I love a pink stamen. £123 or $167. Platinum price is £98.40 or $133.60. This is going to work really well with that hummingbird collection. We are going to go for a little bit of a break, give everyone the opportunity to catch up, and we'll see you in a couple of moments.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
I'm originally from London, so Stoke Newington I was born and bred, and loved London. I mean, I love London now, something really magical about being in the capital. Grew up in Norfolk, loved it. The countryside, the scenery, it was very green and just beautiful and picturesque. I now live in Bedford, which is brilliant for work and life, because I feel like Bedford is sort of central to all these places around us, so I get to see so many different places. It's just great to be there.
So I live in Barnsley. And I say a town, it's a town in South Yorkshire. And South Yorkshire's a gorgeous place. Barnsley in particular, I love. It gets a lot of flack, but it's a really beautiful, picturesque place to live, especially because there's lots of green places around there, lots of lovely parks and things like that, but it is a gorgeous place to live. Elthicka, neighbouring village to us, which is just full of history, and I love going there ever such a lot. Famous, what's it famous for? Oh, the most famous thing I can think of is a film called Kes. A local author called Barry Hines, who lived in Oiland Common, made a very famous film called Kes that is well known from where I am and actually filmed literally around the corner from where I live.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking dough might not work as well because I've put too much.
Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry, yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I got a little bit excited just before the end of that little break because I was talking about the stamens, and obviously everyone knows I love the stamens, and I completely overlooked the fact that you're also getting a load of card and paper in this collection as well. So you're going to be getting a selection of our linen cardstock in all of the colours that are going to work really well with the paper pads. You'll also be getting 8x8 vellum, including, not only do we have patterned vellum in there, but you've also got solid coloured vellum in the pink and the purple. You're going to be getting your 12x12 paper pad and your 6x6 paper pad. And I've got the 12x12 here because I always think it's easier for you to see on the big paper pad. Oh, they're just glorious. The colours are incredible. You saw Michelle going through those in just a moment. As always with our paper pads, we have one side that is very heavily patterned and one that is less so on the rear, but the colours work together, and you've got the most incredible purples, teals, sort of dark mustards, as well as that incredible fuchsia. You'll see the hummingbird featuring quite a lot in these papers. The 6x6 paper pad is the same as this, only it's smaller. The actual images are smaller. They've been scaled down. It's absolutely glorious. So I don't know how I managed to get that. Oh, you get stamens as well. £123, $167, £98.40 or $133.60. And I'm very sorry, paper pad, that I forgot about you. I was just overexcited by the stamens.
You get stamens with it?
Get these! Look at them! I had to show Michelle my photo. I've got a photo on my phone of the stamens. When I got home, I went and showed them to my family at home, and they just looked at me and looked at each other and laughed. There's Mummy being weird again. Right, we should get started again on the boxes, because at the moment it's looking nice and simple.
Yes.
Yeah, even I think I could do this.
Yes, it's going to stay very simple. Not that, you know.
Yes, you could, Becky. Yes. Well, it's simple enough for you to manage.
Absolutely. We're going to pop this to the side because we don't need that for now. And we're going to bring in our card and we're going to cut another piece of card. So let me just find where I've put my paper trimmer. It's very big, and even though it's that big, I can still lose it. So we're going to go and create that hexagon box next. So we're going to cut a piece of card, and it's going to be 6 by 8. So of course this is going to come out of some of your A4 card, but because I was using this particular Centura Pearl, I stayed with my bigger pieces because they're all obviously matching. So 6 by 8, so I've just done the 6, haven't I? And then this is going to be 8 inches. Right, before we go on to score that, I want to cut some mats and layers out. Well, I'm just doing the mats. I'm just going to use the green. So what we need to do is, we're going to cut these, and they're all going to be sort of 1.5 inches long. So let me just double check my measurements. 1, 2, 6. So we're going to go 6 inches. And again, I'm going to go just below that 6 inches, so I'm going to go 5 7/8. All my sides are going to be 1.5 inches. So again, we're going to come down to just below, so that's 1 3/8, and we're going to cut 4 of these. So you can do that pattern progression if you want. If you've got a pattern piece, follow that pattern round your box. Because mine's quite a plain piece, I don't necessarily need to do that. You're not going to necessarily follow that on. So 4 pieces at just under 6 by just under 1.5. So pop those there, and then we're going to bring our scoreboard in.
Could we make these and sell them?
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All Crafters Companion stuff has got full angel policy. So you can, as long as you're making with their stuff, you can make and sell, absolutely. Okay. So on my 8-inch long, so my longest side, we're going to score at 1 inch, and we're going to score at 7 inches. So I've just got a 1-inch tab at both sides, and that's leaving my... Actually, have I done that too long? I have done it. I've scored the wrong side, that's all right. On that 6-inch side, because I'll just show you, I've just scored the wrong side. The measurement's absolutely correct. It's this piece here. It's 4 inches long, and I've got an inch tab on each side. So what we need to do is on the short side, you are going to score an inch tab at each side. So you're going to score at 1 and at 5.
Okay.
Oops, I lost my little...
Your groove.
I lost my groove there. I need to get into it, don't I?
You need to get into your groove.
I've got the wrong score marks on mine. It really doesn't matter. Once I've mat and laid it, it really doesn't matter. So on your long side of 8 inches, you're going to score at 1.5 inches. And you're going to score at 3. You're going to score at 4.5. So you're just going up in those 1.5 inch increments. To 6, and then we're at 7.5. There we go. Right, so pop that down here. And then we're going to fold and burnish all of our lines. And remember, we need nice sharp edges. And then, so let me remember which is my right scar line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, And then I've got that 1/2 inch tab, haven't I? So there we go. So straight away, if you bring that round, you can see I've got a lovely hexagon.
Perfect, yeah.
But obviously we need to carry on. So as we did before, we're gonna, on that tab at the end, we're gonna go cut straight up and trim that away because I don't need them tabs on the edge. So straight up. And then all of those 1.5 inches, we're just gonna cut straight up just to that first score line on each side. Right, before I glue this together, because you know I'm going to start gluing it together and I'm going to forget to put my circle die on. So I'm telling you, when you see me gluing it together, you need to be like, Michelle, stop, don't glue it together yet.
Now, Pat's got a suggestion for you. Says this may be a difficult request to fill. Is there a way Michelle can post the different size pieces of paper we need? I was trying to write things down and she was saying it, but I couldn't quite keep up. Could we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't forget you can always re-watch this back.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'll do a picture tutorial.
Yes.
So with all the pieces and the sizes on each picture, so you can follow it really easy.
Perfect, that'd be great, thank you.
Right, so we know that my tab is going to go to the bottom. So we know that this particular piece here is the bottom. So automatically means this piece here is going to be the top. So that's where I want to put my circle die to create a hole to pop my chimney on. So going back to these, we have cut them long. You know when I said I'd got my sizes wrong? We need to cut these down. So these need to be 3 7/8, because this is 4 inches wide, by the 1 3/8. So we just need to trim these down a little bit. Yeah, 4 inches. So I'm going down to 3 7/8, and then if I pop that there, you can see it fits in there. 3 7/8. Because what I'd done is I'd taken the measurement of the whole thing, including tabs, whereas we really don't need that tab on there, do we, for that sizing. So let's glue these down. So let me just re-burnish, make sure they're all right. So I'm going to turn mine inside out, purely because my glue is not being my friend at the minute. So if I turn it the other way for me, and then I'm gluing to that non-coated side, it's just going to make it easy for me, quicker for me time-wise, for you guys, rather than you standing and watching me holding that glue.
If you were doing this at home, would you leave it for a bit to, for the glue to go off, maybe make yourself a cup of tea in those times when you've glued everything together?
You can do. I mean, it normally only takes 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah. But like you say, different heat and things like that.
I don't know if it's just me, but I am so warm in here.
Yeah, we were very cold earlier on in here, so maybe it is always warm once we've got the cameras on and the lights on, isn't it?
That's it. So I'm just folding it round again to make sure that I'm getting the right piece, which is that one. Always double check, because there's no point me gluing it on that one, because it's going to be underneath. And I'd rather check 5 times and forget instantly each time and have to recheck.
It's like when you look at your watch and then someone says, what was the time? You always have to look at your watch again, even though you've just looked at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is where you're going to bring it in your circle dies. I used my stitched edge ones at home. Here I've got these torn edge. You can use any if you want to. If you don't have any circle nesting dies, then you don't necessarily even need you know, to die cut it. You could roughly, you've got something circular to draw around, you can just roughly draw a circle, and then with your blade, in fact, I'll do it so you can see exactly what I mean, and then if you haven't, oh, it's there. If you've got absolutely anything that you can draw around, okay, you can just do that. So if I roughly pop myself, just so I can see it, sort of a circle, and then just with my craft knife, with an X, we're just gonna cut all the way through, and then you can just pop it down. So bringing in this, just to pop in there, okay? So you've got that lovely hole for now, then you're just going to bring in your little snips, and you can just roughly trim a rough circle, because what we're going to do is we're going to put, again, if you haven't got no dies, I mean, I know this looks an absolute mess, but you're not going to see it when it's done anyway.
Because not everyone will have, I don't know, nesting dies.
No, definitely
and all those
not.
other things. So it's a good way of, you know, being able to make something without that.
Absolutely. So you can see that I've used one of my nesting dies to create a board around there. Again, if you don't have those to tidy it up, it doesn't matter. You saw that I've got some flowers around there. You can put little bits of ribbon, little bits of beads, because that's what I've sort of used on my train. Lots of beads, I've got lots of these flowers, some thin ribbon you can pop around, anything that is going to sort of cover that up. So that's all you really need to do. But I'm going to pop mine through and tidy it up. So if I can get it off, let me find my poker tool. They're well stuck.
I think sometimes when you get that small one, it's always really difficult because you can't get your hand in there, can you?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to run that through over. So I've used the smallest one. I just really want to tidy that up. I just wanted to show you that you could do it like that. Pop that on there, and we'll run it through. So popping that through there, and because my train is going to be, that train bit is green on mine, I'm going to use the pink textured card to create that circular piece round. So you can see it's just, let's get that underneath there. There we go. Sometimes it squashes it down that well that you can't see it. So I've got that lovely circle there, and then all I'm going to do is that small die that I've just used, and the next size up, we're going to run through with just a little bit of that pink. And again, I've only gone one size up. You might want to go 2 sizes up and have that really big pop of pink around there. Get rid of that.
Rachel says, could you use any circular nesting die as long as they're the right size?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can create that chimney as big or as small as you want. Again, if you were taking this and making it a lot bigger, because you can, because we've got that A3 card stock, then yeah, definitely you're going to use bigger circle dies. Right, so pop that off, and then if I bring that in, you can see it's just going to go around there nice and neat. And then, turning it round, we're going to pop that tab, but I'm not going to pop the tab in the inside. I'm going to go over there, because when you're looking at it, I've got a nice clean edge there, and I'm going to have a nice clean edge there. And because that's the base, you're not going to see it.
Okay.
I am going to use my red liner, because I know that that's my coated side. And I'm not going to fight with it any longer. There we go, pop that on there. Give it a good burnish down. Don't forget to always burnish your red liner. Give it a good burnish down, so then when you do pull it up and stick it together, it's burnished really well. So even though it's 5-sided, you can still hold that together flat there and just pop that over, and then you've got that. So the way that I make these line up perfect to get a nice hexagon shape, you're going to pop those 2 pieces down there, pop those 2 pieces over, let me flatten those, and then when you bring this base piece up, you're going to measure from here. So this base piece is going to sit right in the middle. You're going to make sure that it's the same width from there as it is from there. And then as long as you're following just that piece, can you see that? Let me just, so you can see it better. Does that make it stand out a little bit more?
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it? So you're going to measure it by this piece, because the temptation is when you're trying to glue 5 flaps together, it's going to go all wonky. But if you've got glue underneath all those, glue underneath this one, and as long as you're holding this one here nice and straight, you're going to hold it for as long as your glue takes to go off. You know that when you pop that on and you've got a lovely, perfectly shaped hexagon.
Okay.
So I'm going to, again, so we're going to pop glue underneath that one, because that's going to glue on there. I need a little bit of glue there, and all the way on that tab. So I'm going to keep holding this until I know it's all going to grab, and then I'm going to turn it over and pop it on here to give it that bit of pressure. But holding it like this, I know as long as that side and that side is equal, I'm going to have a real nice, correctly shaped hexagon.
You don't want an incorrect hexagon, do you?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So turn that over now. I'm going to press it down, and then, because my fingers aren't just long enough in there, so I'm going to use my, well, anything. Sometimes pop my scissors because they're long enough just to hold it while it goes off. And then I'll do the same with the other side, exactly the same. And then I've got the front of our train.
That's brilliant. I love that. You made it so easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, that was obviously my intention. It's like I said, isn't it? It's one of those boxes that you look at and you think, I can't do that. But actually, you can. Just, that one wasn't burnished. It's just as simple as that. It's definitely, once it's broken down, so easy to come together. So, over there. Okay, and then bring that one up. And it doesn't matter that there's a little hole in the middle, it doesn't matter that you can see all that, because it's going to be covered up. One is going to be against a box, and the other is going to have those circle nesting dies on the front as that decorative element.
Fantastic. Looking really good.
So I'm just going to stand and hold this for 30 seconds.
That's no problem, that's no problem at all. Amelia says it is amazing, and Rhonda says it's a pentagon, not a hexagon.
How many is a hexagon then?
Is that
6? 6?
Yeah. No.
Oh, pentagon, of course, 5.
Yeah. But I suppose you could make it into a hexagon.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah. You'd just do it exactly the same way, but add an extra side.
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Stephanie says, I plan to make one of these, but probably after Christmas. I think this is something you can make at any time of the year.
Yeah.
Nice Easter one, maybe. Well, I'll wait and see. Looking forward to see what we can do Easter time. Lots of people saying how amazing this is. It is looking really, really good. I'm just looking through all of the different comments that we've got here. And, you know, as Linda said earlier, you're making this, it looks, so far, it's really easy. I think because you've put so many embellishments on there, it looks quite complicated.
Yeah.
But obviously that's just a bit of decoration. That's the very end part, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, I did say we probably wouldn't be able to decorate it up, but you're going to be using different embellishments to me anyway. So my main focus was to be able to show you how to pop the train together.
Yeah.
And then you can decorate it with whatever you want.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Shall we see how Kate's getting on? Kate, how are you doing so far?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I've just cut that. Bit confused because I was listening more than watching at the whole hexagon, pentagon thing, because I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Mine doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, but it does. So,
Oh, I think it does. I think it does.
It does now.
Yeah, it's almost, you almost need another pair of hands for that little bit, don't you? Just until the glue goes off.
Yeah,
But it's looking great.
It looks okay.
And
We're getting there.
you're keeping up with everything.
I am, yeah, we're getting there now.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, we'll come back to you a little bit later, but as I said before, if you get lost, just hold up your hand and we'll come over to you if you've got any questions. Equally, anyone that's watching and crafting along, if you've got any questions, if you want us to go back over anything, do let us know. But I think a lot of people are watching in preparation for having a go at this later, but definitely from what I can see, lots and lots of you are going to be doing this. Me too. I'm going to be doing this. Obviously not now.
Obviously not now.
Maybe when we get back to
You could have crafted along with me.
I could have crafted along with you, but I would have got a little bit. No, I would have got a little bit lost watching,
Crafting and
listening.
presenting,
Yeah. And I would have got distracted by the stamens.
Yes, you would.
As I've done. I'm going to have to put them over there so I don't keep playing with them. All right. Is your glue? No.
Yes,
gone off now?
mine's absolutely fine now.
Fantastic.
It's set. So I'll just quickly, just for Kate, because she got a little bit confused. So before I close mine up, you've obviously got those tabs on all four sides. Just bring your top two tabs in, and then bring your two side tabs in, and then leave the base one to last, because when you fold this base one up, just by following, it's going to be square on. So holding that down, you know that you've got exactly the same width from the edge of your tab to the edge of the box at both sides. So if you're holding this one in position, what it's going to do is it's going to allow your pentagon to be perfectly shaped. It's not going to go wonky. So that's what I meant by that. And then quickly, I'm just going to fold this in half. And we're just going to glue that round there, and then that tidies that last little bit up. And then we can move on to our next box, which is a nice simple one. Move on to that next box, and then we will pop the rest of the bits on. We'll glue them all together and pop the decorative bits on. So like the front bumper, the circle, circles on the front. In fact, we'll do that now because we're on this bit. So what I used for the front of this was this Wild at Heart collection. I loved this because you've got that decorative deckled edge circle. Let me just get those last couple of bits out. And then you've got the most beautiful nesting dies. So we're going to use all four of these. So just pop that there. Again, if you don't have this particular set, if you've got any nesting dies, you can be using those. So let me bring in my plate. So for this largest one, I used some textured cardstock. So let's just cut a square out for that. But again, you can use any combination of colours and textures. So pop that there and tape it down. And then this next size one, I used the Centura pearl that we're using now. Pop that there.
So in the largest box, you've got a Terry's chocolate orange.
Yes.
Do you get those in America? Can you let me know? Anyone in the States? Is it a British? I know Terry's is a British company, but do you get them in America? You get so many different ones now here, don't you?
Yeah.
There's about 10, I think. Used to be one when I was growing up, but
yes, just the chocolate orange.
Okay, I just chose to 10. There's a white chocolate one, there's a milk chocolate one, there's a dark chocolate one, there's a mint one, there's one with popping candy, there's one with kind of butterscotchy pieces. Yeah, there's quite a lot of these. Am I making them up? Yeah. There's one with Turkish Delight, there's one with anchovy. Yeah, there's loads. What's your favourite?
The orange one.
They're all orange.
No. The chocolate orange.
What, milk
the
chocolate?
Original, yeah.
I always think my favourite bit's the middle. I like the middle of them. That's my favourite bit.
Oh, once you've tapped or whacked and unwrapped, you've got that little. Oh,
Yeah,
that is the best bit.
Yeah. I like the white chocolate ones. Nicola's right. They do really make it look like an orange. Even down to the wrapper, the foil, which looked very much like the marigold fabric we had from Crafter's Companion. It looked very much like that. It's I don't know if and no one's come back to me to let me know. Do you get them in the States? Just like to know. Terribly nosy. They do. Do you get them in all the flavours in America? You don't think we get them in all the flavours in this country? We do. We get them in loads of different flavours. I mean, when you go to the supermarket now, you go down the cherries, chocolate, orange aisle because there are so many different types of ones that you can get there. My husband likes the dark chocolate ones, could not get them for love nor money last year in my local Sainsbury's. And then I discovered in January why. Because my friend's husband bought all of them. I mean, every single tray of dark cherries, chocolate, oranges. Yeah, he bought about 70, I think he said, 75 cherries, chocolate, oranges. Yeah, he likes them.
I don't like dark chocolate.
Pardon?
I don't like dark chocolate.
No, I don't. I'll eat it if there's nothing else. But,
Cooking chocolate,
all the time
eat
again,
that.
I don't really want this, but I'm going to force it down anyway. Rhonda says, what size is the outer circle that you've used there?
On this particular die set,
Yeah.
so it is roughly 2.5 by 2.5.
Okay, fantastic.
So, and the reason that I came up with that is because it was just big enough
Yeah, to cover.
that, yeah. I've got the pink one on the bottom. I used a foam pad to add the white or the Centura Pearl. I've glued that particular one flat, and then this next piece I'm going to pop on a little bit of foam as well. So just need to find some smaller foam pads. So again, it gives it just that dimension that you sort of, I don't know, I know you don't find those circular type of things on real trains, but it just, that dimension, it's almost pointing to sort of the nose of the train, if that makes sense. So we're going to glue, you can glue this on now, you can glue it on later, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to attach this box to the others with some hot glue. Makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to judge where I need glue on there too.
Pat says, I'm planning on making a few of these. I would like to have them done before Christmas, but we'll see. I've never posted anything because I'm such a beginner compared to all of you. You should post. Don't be afraid. I think actually the whole community of the people that view Crafter's Companion, they're so generous with giving people sort of encouragement and also giving them sort of top tips. I think it's a really sort of lovely environment to be. So I think everyone's very supportive of each other, aren't they?
So much. It's got to be one of the best craft pages that I have ever been a member of. Everyone is really supportive. You'll not get anyone on there who says, oh, you can tell you're a beginner. It's never going to happen. You know, if you are a beginner, if you ask for advice, people are going to say, maybe do a matte and layer or maybe add a shadow to your sentiment. But it's all going to be constructive advice. It's not going to be anything horrible. But that's that bit. So bringing this in, this is going to sit to the front so you can see already it's coming together.
Yeah.
So then the next bit we're going to go on to is the box for the back. Just a very simple box. So bringing in my trimmer again, we're going to cut a piece of card to 9 by 9. So this is going to be the base, and then we're going to create a lid, and that is going to be 5 by 5. Just checking to see if I've got an offcut small enough. So this is going to be 5 by 5. So my box is obviously 3 by 3. So we're going 3 inches and then an inch on each side. So that makes a 5 by 5 piece and an inch tab all the way round.
Okay.
So it is a box. So we're going to do the box lid on this side. So box lid, just scoring 1 inch all the way round. On all 4 sides. And then just pop that to the side because we're going to flick our board round, and we're going to score it 3 inches on each side. So again, we're using the box base side. And then last one. So let's just pop that, oops, to the side. So fold and burnish, again, nice sharp edges. And third one. There we go. And then we're going to trim up. So again, like any box, but we're going to do, sometimes you cut your tabs so both pieces fold onto one side and then both pieces fold onto the other side. But what we're going to do with this one is, so we're going to trim down here. We're going to take a little wedge away, and then we're just going to trim that a little bit shorter. So when it comes over, it sits nice and snug. I mean, I've cut about ½ an inch away from that scar line. You don't have to, just trim enough that it's going to fold over. We're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again.
Okay.
Trim that away, and then just trim 1/4 to ½ an inch off, and then we turned it again. So what is going to happen is there's going to be a flap or a tab that's nearly as big as each side, so it really gives it some rigidity. So when someone asked earlier whereabouts on my scar line do I cut, when I'm creating a box like this, I will cut, so that scar line's here, I will cut to the left of the scar line.
Okay. Because
it gets rid of all of that, but it's because I'm creating this little wedge is the way that I will do it that way.
Makes sense.
So there we go. So you can see our box is going to come together like this. So, but we're going to pop that to the side for now, because we're going to score and burnish the lid in exactly the same way.
Lillian Kwok, she says star bars are really hard to find. I think we've got some in our vending machine.
Star bars?
They seem to be in the vending machine here and the one at Hobbymaker.
Yeah, they have got them down.
I don't remember seeing them in shops though.
I don't recall the last time. No.
I might have to send you one, Lillian.
To be fair though, I don't shop for single chocolate
bars of chocolate. You're
I'm
looking
always
for them
in
a
the
crate.
I'm always in the grab bag area. So base and lid, we're going to cut our mats and layers for these. So I need 4 for my size, 1 for the lid, and then we're going to do those sides for here as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring in the pink for my big box, and then for the lid I'm going to use the green.
Okay.
So just bring this in. So remember, our box sides are 3 by 3, I'm going down just that little bit shorter, which is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8.
Are you managing to do all of the mats and layers out of 2 pieces of paper?
So far,
Yeah.
I think I have, yes. I've been quite frugal on this one. I think sometimes at home I forget and just get a little bit carried away and forget about gutting my pieces of paper
Yeah.
and card and things like that. I really shouldn't, but I do sometimes. I get carried away. Right, 1 piece for the lid at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. I'm trying to stay all neat and tidy. But what has happened is I've just got one huge pile next to me of everything. It's not tidy at all, it's just all in one place. That is tidy, right?
That is tidy, yeah.
So the sides on my box lid, they're all 1 inch deep. So we're going to cut some strips that are 7/8 of an inch wide. And then again, 3 inches for each side. So we're going to go just shorter to the 2 7/8. So which will give you 4 pieces at 7/8 of an inch by 2 7/8 of an inch. So there we go. So that is my pieces for now. Let me bring in my box lid. So when I created this box lid, I used this outer die from this little Wild at Heart die set to create this. But actually, it's quite flimsy. So when I'm trying to lift my box on and off, I'm bending these edges.
Okay.
So if you want to carry on and put that decorative piece on top, absolutely do it. But what I would suggest is one of 2 things. Cut a piece of card. So what would that be? It would probably be 3.5 inches by 3.5. Let's measure it. Roughly. So cut another piece of card that is going to be 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and then add that decorative element on top. So you've got the edge of the card that's going to be the same width as the edge of that decorative bit. So when you're grabbing it, you're not bending these down.
See what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Or a piece of acetate, because so then you still get the illusion of it not being there, but it's still going to be sturdy enough to hold it. Does that make sense?
Good tip, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Right, so this box, I'm going to pop it together with these, but we're going to cut some of these out as well. So they went on just the 2 sides, but we will do that in a minute because I'm conscious I want to put it together first before we decorate it up loads. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue my mats and layers on. So
Okay.
it's just these pieces. So shall I be doing that and we'll check on
Yep, we
Kate,
should
maybe?
check on cats. Okay, Kate, sorry. Cats. Kate, how are you doing?
Gluing at the minute and holding things. We had a bit of an incident, but I've recovered and I'm covering for it, so
Okay.
we're all good now.
And I like that colour. Is that sort of like a bluey colour that you've got on the outside?
Yeah, it's which colour is it? It's I went
Oh,
for the
yeah.
darker,
Oh, yes.
that one.
Nice sort of
Although
purple.
I'm not sure I can quite forgive Michelle for covering up half of the pattern if I'm perfectly honest with you.
That's the thing. Unfortunately, we do have to. Well, we should really be using the papers that we buy, don't we?
It's
We can't just
hard,
keep looking
very
at them.
hard.
Yeah, that's great. And are you going to be using this as a sort of a decoration around the house? Have you got someone in particular going to give it to?
I don't think I'll get a chance because my youngest son is obsessed with all kinds of cars, mobiles, heavy machinery. So I think Max will probably claim this before anybody else gets a look in. If I'm
And how old is he?
Max is 6.
Oh.
He likes to craft. He likes to cruise direct, really, if I'm perfectly
Fantastic.
honest. He sits there and tells me, Mummy, make this one now. Mummy, make this one."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
I think Max will claim it.
It's nice to have someone to give these things to, because I think we all enjoy making things, but you can't just keep them all at home because eventually we'll be drowning underneath bits and pieces we've
My
made,
mum
wouldn't we?
does.
Yeah?
My mum loves the handmade gift sort of element, and it turns out that there's like a bit of a shrine now
really?
in her living room, kitchen, diner thing.
Yeah.
And I looked at it when it was a birthday, and there's Mother's Day, there's birthday, there is all anniversary stuff. Everything that I've ever made her over the last sort of 4 years is there on this shelf.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's good.
No,
So-
it's not. It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know if it was anyone here, but I remember someone saying that they'd made a card to give to someone, and they went back to their house a couple of weeks after their birthday, and they found it in the recycling. And you just sort of think, that's, if people don't know that you've made it and you've sweated and cried over these things and how much time they take, then it's quite difficult. But that's lovely that your mum's keeping it like a shrine.
I love that.
lovely.
It's horrible.
This is going to be well, you might have to make another one of these for your mum, I think, perhaps after she's watched this.
Maybe.
And let your son have this one. Brilliant. Well, we'll check back in on you a little bit later to see how you're going. I've just got a few messages here that I just wanted to say. So where is it? Anne said, we're all beginners, and everyone was so nice and encouraging. And Pat says, I do get so many suggestions and inspiration when I see other people's postings. That's why I enjoy the whole Crafters Companion experience, which is really lovely to hear that people are, people are new. And we're bound to have people who are brand new to us and perhaps brand new to crafting. And hopefully this has whetted your appetite watching Michelle creating this beautiful craft along. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll give you the opportunity to catch up if you're floundering a little bit. And we'll be back in a couple of moments to continue with this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
What does
how
she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to show you how to check out Crafters TV on our sparkling new website, including how to watch live, catch up with previous shows, and how to view the latest schedules. So, let's get started. First, go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Select the correct location at the top of the page. Click the Crafters TV icon on the top right-hand side of your screen. To watch the show live on the website, click the Watch Now button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the relevant show page where you can watch the show, shop the show, and shop the day at your leisure. To view the Crafters TV schedule, click the View Our Schedule button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the TV schedule where you can browse each date plus all of the shows that are on that day. You can then click on each show to be taken to a page where you can watch and shop the show. If you want to catch up on a previous show, hit the Catch Up button on the purple Crafters TV bar. Then you can scroll down to see all of the previous Crafters TV shows from recent days. If you're looking for something specific, you can click the Craft Expert, Craft Area, Shows and Date filters just above the list of shows. Take a moment to browse until you see the show you want to catch up on, then click onto the show.
You'll then be taken to the catch-up page, where you're free to watch the show and check out all of the crafty goodies on our Shop the Show and Shop the Day pages. Enjoy!
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Stephanie has a top tip for us. She has a calendar or book or journal and she picked up from the local craft store, super reduced to under $2. I'm writing down the specific date when there is a launch or craft along so I can go back and watch it later, except the other day I moved it and I can't locate it. I need a sticky note for that now. But that is a good idea actually, because I stand here and I go, that's amazing, I'm going to do that craft along, and then something else happens and go out the building and I forget.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Top tip. I like that. Always share your top tips with us. Another top tip is for me to stop talking so you can get on with this craft along.
That's a very good top tip.
Cheeky.
In the nicest possible way. So all I did in that break was I just glued my side pieces on. And then all I'm going to do now is we're just going to glue this together and we'll pop it to the side, allow that to start drying. I've got my, I wanted to call them a pencil sharpener this time, my paper clips.
You call them all sorts of things, don't you?
I just cannot remember the name of them for love nor money, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But
what are they?
Paper clips.
You're remembering now.
Yeah.
I'll ask a bit later, see if I can catch you unawares.
Stencil came into my head first though, but I knew it was paper clip.
Pencil, stencil.
Stencil.
Okay.
I don't know why, I just do not know why. I'm going to pop that to the side, allow that to set. And we're going to do the same with the lid. I've not put my top piece on yet because I die cut a couple of those out first. And then I've got a square piece cut somewhere, haven't I? And then I popped that over the top. But we're going to, the same with this one, we're going to glue this together first. Let's get that train up and running. Before we...
Whoop, whoop.
Did you see what I did there?
I did.
It was really bad, so I do apologise.
No, I think it was great. Wherever you've been, that was.
It was. Go.
Do you remember there used to be a TV show called Ivor the Engine?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I do not know.
That was very sweet. It was almost like Raymond Briggs has animated that, didn't it? It
Yeah.
was very pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, Lillian Kwok's got a top tip for us. Cheese on toast is amazing with Marmite. I don't like Marmite.
No, not a fan of Marmite at all.
Cheese with anchovies on toast is delicious.
Right, so I'm just going to plug my hot glue gun in. And will be 1 second. Anchovies.
Anchovies, I love anchovies.
So we're going to bring in this piece. So this is what we're going to create our bumper with. Am I missing one here? It's there, look. So I used this biggest piece with some Centura pearl. Mm-hmm. And then this smaller piece I used some pattern paper with. So let me just pop those to the side. So find a piece of Centura pearl that's going to fit. And again, this. So I'm still on my 2 sheets of pattern paper. So we're doing quite well.
And do you know how many sheets of Centura pearl you use? Just as an
I'm on
idea?
to my 2nd sheet.
So that's pretty good going though. There's a lot there.
But I have still got like a 12 by 12 left-ish. Right, so let me bring in my plates again. Pop this on and run it through, and then I'll run that one through afterwards, because I'm just using my smaller plates. If you've got your bigger plates, obviously both going to go on together. I do, but they're really far away. They're just there, which is obviously way too far for me to reach.
Yeah. Far too far. The thing is, it takes no time for it to go through the machine anyway, does it?
That's it. So, did I cut a pattern piece? I did. And then we'll run this through. It does, it takes absolutely no time at all. I mean, I've still got my original one at home, which obviously takes, what, about 5 seconds longer? Such a long time to wait when I'm at home, you know.
And I think now at the office, when you're here, you hear how quiet that new one is. I never thought the other one was loud before, but it's loud in comparison, isn't it?
Exactly. Right. Scoreboard and my trimmer. So what we're going to do for this one, to create that bumper, we're going to put a score line right down the middle, and the beauty of this pattern is it's so obvious where the middle is. So I'm going to pop that on there, and we're going to put a score line all the way down the middle. And then what I'm going to do is roughly 1/2 inch up, I'm going to pop another score line, if I can find it. There we go. That's it. Let me move my scoreboard. So that score line is halfway up, so right in the middle, and then just roughly you want a 1/2 inch tab on there. And then we're going to line it up on here using that ridge, and I'm just going to trim, so not the middle one, that top one, we're going to trim that off, because what we need to do is we're just going to fold that in half. Oh, we need to do the same with this one. In fact, actually, you don't have to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this hole, because when I glue that tab over the top, it's going to cover it up, and it's going to just make it a lot prettier. So bring in your main base, and then what you're going to do is it's going to go on there. That tab's going to glue on, and it's going to fold over. But what I also want to do is just measuring it with my box. I just want to put a little cut line. So literally, the score line needs to go, we're talking, so where your pattern ends, we're talking maybe a millimetre in. Can you see that? So I have just cut it there, just a millimetre in. You could measure it exactly if you wanted, but I don't need to, because what's going to happen, those are just going to fold round. So sticking that down, see where I've got that cut line? Yeah. Just follow it down just a little bit. It doesn't have to be on your scoreboard, because it's going to fold beautifully anyway. So following that score line, or that cut line, just then follow it down and just burnish it, because then when you pop it on and that glues, it's just going to tuck round just enough. So you're going to tuck it either underneath, can you see how it curves round? Yeah. Or you can tuck it over. It's entirely up to you. It depends. If I bring mine in to show you again, so this is where the edges of mine are. If you're going to be decorating over that, then absolutely fine. But if you've cut it nice and straight enough, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't show up as a mess or anything. It's not a cut line that has to be hidden. So we're going to...
Sorry, Stephanie just asked what size the oval die was.
Oh, the big one?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So this big one is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4.
Lovely, thank you very much.
So we're going to glue this on first, aren't we? I'm going to pop that on there. If I'd have cut it across there, you would see that tab on there, and I'd want to hide it anyway. So you could either put it underneath this piece of paper before you've put it on. Just so make sure that you glue it on the right side. So that's the back. So I need to come to the front. Yeah, if you don't want to, you know, have it on show, then this piece of paper, put it on after you've glued this on. But I like it. I like that effect on the front. Just looking for my glue. Oh, there we go. So glue this piece on first. So I'm going to use my tacky glue, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my dotty around those edges.
Lynn Blackledge says, I've been watching, but I've started making it now.
Could she not resist?
I don't think she could. I don't blame her, because it's, oh, you know, I can't wait to have a go at this.
Simple, isn't it?
Mm. Maybe that'll be my theme for Christmas. Trains. Trains everywhere.
Why not?
I like to have a theme.
Well, the thing is, I mean, how amazing. I know someone said that they were going to do this for Christmas, as a, you know, in Christmas papers. Mm. But if you decorate your table up, or you just have any decorations anywhere, this is just a beautiful addition.
Well, as someone said earlier, for a baby shower, or, you know, decorations, on a wedding table or something like that. There's loads of options for this.
Yeah, so many ways that you can use this. Because I've glued that on, all I want to do is re-burnish that scar line that I've already got there. I can see it. I know it was halfway on the pattern piece, so my sides are matching. So then let's give that, there we go. So then you're going to bring this in. Again, remember which is your front and which is your back. We're going to glue all the way under there. Adding the glue there. I know I've already got some dotted there because I've just popped it on. And then my little tabs, I'm either going to tuck them underneath or over. So don't forget that you need to pop a bit of glue on there, but be careful of that decorative edge. You don't want the glue seeping out. And then turn it over, because you're going to find it easier to line your edges up turned over. So give that a good burnish. And then fold that down a little. So as it folds down, that will tuck round a little bit, and the same on that side. And then you're just going to add a little bit more glue to that. And that side. There we go. So I'm just going to hold those just for a second or an hour.
That's so pretty.
But because you've done that, just that scar line there, it's going to curve round.
And as Kate was saying earlier, she likes sort of more sort of Halloween-y kind of things. But I mean, you could make this into like a ghost train, couldn't you?
Yes.
With purples and with some of those, we've got those great deals on those papers, those Halloween papers. I just think this whole idea is such a good idea, being able to pop all these different types of gifts inside these different boxes. I love it. It
just works perfect on the front as that sort of bumper on your train, doesn't it? Right, so, wheels. Just while my hot glue is still heating up, yes. Did you say hotting?
Yeah. I was just checking to see if you are, you're on the board today. While it's hotting.
While it's hotting. Yeah, well, exactly, while it's hotting. So I've got Centura Pearl pattern paper, so that's going to be my biggest one. My pattern paper is going to go with that next one, and then this one we're going to use textured again.
Okay.
So the wheels, so we need to cut 4 of each. So pop in that on there.
If you used the multimedia nesting circles that we've got, could you cut all the layers of card at the same time?
Yes, you probably could if you have those, definitely. That one, with it being a solid outline, I should be able to cut through 2 pieces of Centura pearl. This is only paper, so I should definitely be able to cut through 2 of those.
Yeah.
Textured cardstock, because again, it's just a plain circle. I should be able to cut through, not quite big enough, 2 of those. Let me just get another piece of, I can't pick it up. This table's wonderful because it's huge, but as soon as there's a piece of paper or a die on it, you cannot pick them up for love nor money, can you? So pop those on there. Again, last piece of tape. Can anyone see? It's there, look.
You've hidden it underneath this paper.
Right, so pop these through. And then we'll do that again. So we'll cut, if it's cut all the way through with those dies, we'll pop it through again. If you want to create these where you don't have that platform in the middle, that support, and you just want your wheels to do all the work, if you've got those multimedia dies and some mount board, then cut it out of your mount board. And then you've got, you know, it really strong and sturdy. So it has its cut through too, look. So.
They're a very pretty set of nesting dies, aren't they?
So, so lovely. I don't think you can go wrong with any kind of nesting die. I think if you've got nesting die, you become addicted, to be absolutely honest. But if you've got any nesting die at all, you're going to find so many uses for them. And let's see if that'll fit. Oh, it does. Perfect. There we go. And then some textured.
Another top tip from Lillian, which I'm tempted to do tonight, is thinly sliced Mars bars grilled on toast.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think I might change that slightly and do thickly sliced Mars bars on toast.
That sounds so much better. Thinly sliced.
we should maybe have that as an after-work snack when we get home.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be quite cool. I like that idea.
I don't know. I'm not sure it'd make it to the toast. I think I'd eat it before. Right, last piece. There it is. See, now all I can think about is Mars bars. I mean, people deep fry them, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can get on board with that.
I've had deep fried ice cream and that was delicious.
Really?
That's really nice. I've never had a deep fried Mars bar. I'm not entirely sure. I was going to say it'd probably be too sickly for me to finish. That's just, frankly, a fib. I eat condensed milk out of the jar, so I was certainly not going to be worried about eating Mars bar that's been fried. And I just don't know if it would be very. I think you might feel quite sickly and make you feel quite, full and lethargic afterwards. I don't know.
No.
They seem to be popular, don't they?
Yeah.
Although there seems to be there's fish and chip shops that do them, which I just think, is that the same oil they've fried the fish and the chips in? So it's a battered Mars bar. It isn't the same. So, okay. I totally believed you there. You got me. Yeah, normally it's me getting you, but you got me. Yeah. Who knows? Is there someone here watching today who's going to go, I know exactly what goes on when you get a deep fried Mars bar.
So these I'm going to glue on flat, and then the pink texture is going to go on a little foam pad. Again, it's adding all that dimension that just makes it look a little bit more like not a real train, but a real made train.
Yeah, it's like proper, the proper wheels.
Yeah.
They've often got flowers in the middle.
See, absolutely.
And like a pearlised selection on there.
The train that I come on has got pink wheels.
Has it really?
No. But it should. Let's find those little foam pads. Here we go.
We were both saying earlier today how we don't like it when our trains are late, even if it's like a matter of a couple of moments. We're getting a bit panicky, don't we, if our trains are late?
Yeah, and, yeah, definitely. I mean, I have 3 trains that I have to catch.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously the connections, as soon as one's a little bit late, then you start panicking, thinking I'm going to miss my connection. And it can be such, you know, when they run, it all works beautifully, doesn't it? But as soon as there's just the tiniest little thing, lately there's lots of people have been calling in sick. Your train is cancelled because there's not enough train crew. And I think it's just a little bit rude to get ill when I need to catch a train.
Are you not tempted to go up to the station master and say, do you know who I am?
I am a little, yes. Definitely. Right, so we're going to pop our wheels on the side. This is going to stand like this, and you're going to pop some glue on, and without pressing down, you're going to just attach your wheel to the side. Now you can have these 1 inch in, you can have them right to the edge. I'm just sort of roughly, judging by this, I'm going to have it that wide away, or that far away. So then my back one is going to go the same, just roughly tying them in. Right, so I'm going to use my hot glue gun because I just find it easy. It just grabs better. I'm not putting any force down or up on this or inwards and making it all move, because I want all my wheels to sit level with this and this. If I press down here to stick that on, when I let go, my wheel isn't going to be touching the mat. Does that make sense? Because once I've pressed down, if I glue that on, when I lift it up, the pressure means that it's not exactly where I want it to go. So I'm just going to put sort of a strip along there, and then I'm just going to press it against. And I know that my wheel's still touching the glass mat, so now I can turn it over and give it a bit of a press to make sure that it's glued on lovely. If you've got anything that's going to go in this that's particularly heavy, pop your box together first, put the chocolate in it, because it's naturally going to make it go a little bit lower, and then add your wheels. Because if you do your wheels and then add chocolate, you got that weight going down, and you don't want it to be a case that it bends your wheels over a little bit. So again, we're going to do the same with this one.
In answer to our query or our wonderment about deep fried Mars bars, Deborah Rogers says, the chip shop down from me deep fries everything in the same fryer. He even does deep fried pickled onions.
Just no.
That doesn't sound nice at all. It could be worse. It could be deep fried pickled eggs. That would be even worse. Could you deep fry pickled eggs? I think you could deep fry anything if you want to. Didn't we say this before? There's a YouTube video where he tries to, will it fountain, that's right, anything that can be going in a chocolate fountain. So like gravy, cheese, yoghurt. But I don't know why people think of these things, really. It completely astounds me. Who thought, I know, I could put a Mars bar in some batter and then pop it in the deep fat fryer. I like deep fried ice cream. I think deep fried ice cream is very nice, but I'm not convinced about deep fried pickled onions or deep fried fish and chips. Well, deep fried, whatever it's called in the Mars bar. Not for me. No.
Right, so we're at this bit now. I've got my wheels glued on. I do need to die cut that out, which we'll do in a second, but I thought we'll just glue it together. So I'm going to turn it this way onto me, because I'm going to eyeball the same width at this side to this side, so I can sort of make sure that it's nice and in the middle. I want as much here as I do here, which is roughly about ½ inch. Well, it is ½ inch because that's 4 inches wide. This is 3. I'm going to use my hot glue. And then pop that on there. I'm going to take that lid off. I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to press inside. You don't need to press too hard. You just want to make sure that that glue gets a bit squished so it's stuck nice and lovely. So, I'm just moving mine across a little because it wasn't right in the middle. Right, so going to do the same with this. So I've turned it round so it's this way on. So again, because what you want to do is you want to be judging that it's in the middle of that box panel. I'm going to pop hot glue here and we're going to pop hot glue on there. If you want to use wet glue, then absolutely use wet glue. I just think because, oh, I've run out of glue. That's all right, I've got enough on. I think because you're going to be using this. This isn't something that's just going to sit and look pretty. Your kids are going to be playing with it. Yeah. If you are giving it to kids. If it is a decoration and if you've got a candle in there, obviously not a real candle.
Well, it could be a real candle as a gift that they take out.
Well, it could, yes, absolutely. But yeah, don't light it in there. So there we go. So I'm going to pop that there because what we're going to do is we're going to use this one. So I said, didn't I? We'll die cut that out of pink. So let's get a piece that's just big enough. And then we'll run that through and just move my glue gun. Plates helps. Pop that in there. I think I'm nearly done. And I mean, I knew we wouldn't get the decoration done. But I will put the stamens on for Becky.
Yay! Woohoo!
So let's pop this here. How big is that? So it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut a piece of this to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then what that is going to do is it's going to protect those decorative edges. Because you're taking that lid on and off. So it's, they just get, I noticed once I'd done it, they were just getting a little bit bent. So if you don't want to see that piece of card underneath, then do it with some acetate. And you're not going to see it then at all. So I'll just use tape pen for speed on this. Well, I'm nearly out. Oh no!
Why did you? Sorry, in my ear, Nicola's saying that the tape pen that you signed has been recently thrown away. Why did you sign a tape pen?
Because I was showing how some of our, I think it was our acrylic paint pens worked. So the first thing,
You've got to be careful because if you stand still, Michelle signs everybody.
You do. I absolutely do. Let me use this because my tape pen's run out, so we'll add this glue. So pop that in the middle. I'm going to bring this in and it's going to glue on top of there. Very, very aware that I'm definitely going to not get anything else finished. My chimney is literally, it is just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper. We're going to curl it up. You're going to curl it up quite small to make sure that you can sort of get it in there. And then when you've popped it in, let me just squeeze that a little bit smaller. I'm going to pop it in. And when you pop it in, it's going to open up to the width of this anyway. And then all the only other thing I did, let me just straighten that, is I've got these gems and beads. So you can use a little bit of cotton wool or some of that Halloweeny fluff that we sold. I've just got these gems in my stash, and I just hot glued in there, and I just sat it in the top.
Oh, that's easy.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks so effective as well.
But then the other thing I did was, let me bring in my finished one. Because I popped a bit of hot glue around the bottom as well, so the chimney doesn't move. But if I turn this over, can you see how I've got my hot glue dripping down?
Oh, that's so clever.
I just went all the way around and I just let it drip. And I think it looks quite cute, actually. Just the drips.
Yeah.
Quite festive. I did use some of our spray and sparkle, and I sprayed the glitter glue, the glue while it was drying, so it's got that lovely glitter. The other, wait a minute.
You can't just put the whole. You can't.
Now it's finished. But if,
can I take it on home?
Turn those round now. So I know. It's a bit wonky, that one, isn't it? So you can see the only other thing is all those decorative elements. If you want to copy it very much like I have done, I've got lots of pictures on my Facebook page of all the sides. So you can, if you've got those pearls and flowers, copy it identical. I've got a little, I did it in honour of Becky, so just that little number plate. So if you're gifting this, with those little mini dies that we've got, you're going to put someone's name on there. So besides that, my wheels have just got the gems on from the collection.
Yeah.
I've got a gem just on the front of my train, and then the rest is just the flowers and pearls from my stash.
That's amazing. Oh, Michelle, look at that.
So, do you see how I mean about very easy to put together? You're going to create 3 separate boxes. The only thing, obviously, it's a craft along, so it takes a little bit longer, but it's so worth it.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Loads of people are saying this. Rosalind says, I wouldn't be able to give this away. Kat says, I am in awe of you, Michelle. As always, you are inspiration. This is amazing. And I think that is the general sentiments from everybody. Loads of people very keen to do this. We're going to see how Kate is getting on. How are you doing, Kate?
Not so bad, thank you. It's not stuck.
Oh, wow.
Yay. That looks, I love the colours.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I love that. Really nice. So when you put some of those little corners on there. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's a bit different. It's not my usual sort of crafting thing, but yeah, it's been really good. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. No, what she's made is gorgeous, isn't it, Michelle?
It absolutely is. The colours that you've used, Kate, are absolutely beautiful, and I'm really sorry that you've had to cover the A side of your card or your paper.
I think I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it all black, red, my usual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please share. I would love to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
thank you. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate that, and thanks. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. If any of you are keen to be a craft expert in the future, you absolutely can do that. But I know loads of you are going to be going after that one, making that later on today or tomorrow. Now we're still here for another show, so we'll see you in an hour's time for a masterclass. Hope you can join us. See you later. Bye bye.